Hello, welcome back to my channel. This video is not just to celebrate the fact that it is 35 degrees out in North Carolina and I can finally wear my hand knit hat. Today's a holiday. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I hope you are all enjoying the day off, relaxing and playing with your stash. The purpose of this video is when I return tomorrow, teachers in North Carolina have a required work day, and on Wednesday we begin second semester. We have 2 semesters a year, so we are just crossing the halfway mark. I know it's going to be a super busy week waiting for test scores, report card grades are due in before I get those test scores back. The purpose of this video, if you're interested, is I've shopped my stash. I'm not going to promise 5-minute makeup look, but I need to really simplify my morning face. Not to run out the door in a state of panic and pandemonium, but to enable myself time to sit down with my bullet journal and plan my day before that day begins, in order to stay on top of things, in order to have that centered feeling of power and calm as I careen into second semester. All right, so I've shopped in my stash for a series of cream products. Very simple eye look. I am still working in a few of the items in my Team Project Pan 2020. So without further babble, let's just jump into it. And yes, I will take off my hat. If you're new here, I should mention I'm 52 years old. My skin is clearly aging. Currently, the only thing on my face right now is, besides a few new spots, is my morning skincare and my SPF. I'm very happy to report that the skincare moisture combination, which I will talk about in a second video this week, is working quite well to control that retin-A peel. Let's look at some of these cream products. I will be doing my whole face. I will attempt to get through it super quickly. Okay, on my face, I'm going to use my Tom Ford Traceless Stick Foundation. I wear the shade 1.5. I'm not going to use a primer. I'm just going to smear this on my face. I'm going to buff that in with an It Cosmetics. Let's get a little mirror up here. We'll get to see how much coverage I get with this on those spots. This foundation is in my Team Project Pan for 2020, so I'm happy to use that all winter. I'm happy with how it wears on a hectic school day. A little bit additional to cover some redness and those spots. Okay. If I'm sticking to cream products, that means I'm using my Clé de Peau concealer. Just a little bit in the troughs of my eye, a little bit on each lid. I enjoy this concealer. It's very brightening. My under eye area is very hydrated. I'm using my Myolift, so I feel that I can trust this concealer not to make my under eye area look more aged than it is. Tone's a little light to use as a facial concealer. I just wanted a little additional help on that spot. For bronzer, I'm using my Chanel Tan de Chanel, using a little e.l.f. brush, just tapping in. Juggling the mirrors. Really getting it up there in the hairline. A little on my nose. It Cosmetics brush. I'm going into the same bronzer. I'm going to bronze my crease as a transition color and outer third, like so. And this is just a It Cosmetics eye brush. It's a dual-ended eye brush. Nothing special. It's just from my early years of purchasing at Ulta. They are synthetic. I prefer synthetic brush with cream products because I don't want to screw up my natural hair brushes. All right, I am going to go a little bit under my eye with that while I have it out. And my brush for that purpose is always this little Sephora brush. I think the thing that takes the longest in the morning is probably putting the lids back on all of these products. I'm going to go into my eyes with this Kevyn Aucoin Cream Duo. This is essentially a contour color. I'm going to use it to deepen my outer corner, like so. Let's do a little bit of blush. I'll use my Chantecaille Cheek Gelée in the shade Happy. Tapping. Onto my cheek. Of course, if I screw anything up at this point, I can go back in with my foundation brush. But that is a fairly sheer blush, so I don't think it's too heavy-handed. Going to quickly do my brows off camera. Come back in and finish it off. Brows are done. For my eyes, I'm going to go in with my Chanel Ombre Premier in the shade Undertone, which is kind of a taupey bronze. And just work that all over my mobile lid over top of what I had already done below for some dimension. And shine on the lid. I do really like that. In fact, I think I'll go underneath, and it's a little cooler than using the bronzer under my eye. I really got that all over my under eye somehow. How does that happen? Rookie mistake. I'll go back in with concealer maybe. almost there. Liner, this is in my Team Project pan. It's my Charlotte Tilbury, the classic eyeliner in Audrey. How do people do this on camera? I'll put a little bit on my lower lash line, just at the outer corner. I have pretty hooded eyes, so I don't want to close them off by darkening too much underneath. Absolutely, I could stop there on the eyes, but I want to play more with this little sample size Bobbi Brown. It's an awful lot like the Caviar Stick. This is in the shade... This is a sample size of the Bobbi Brown Longwear Stick in the shade Golden Pink. I received this as part of I won a YouTube giveaway that Jill E. Christ hosted, and it was basically for a cleansing oil, but she threw in just gobs and gobs of beautiful, beautiful stuff. So that's what I am using here. And I'm thrilled to shop my stash for this. Just a little more brightness on the lid. So I look awake as I'm learning the names of 90 plus new students. Okay, that pretty much completes the look. I need, of course, mascara and mascara base. This is the Lancome eyeshadow base. I need to rotate it out. It is well over 3 months old, but I feel like I'm not having any eye irritation and I'm still getting product. Because I'm doing a low buy and have a fairly strict budget, I don't want to have to replace this in January. I do have a little sample size of the Chanel base if worse comes to worse. I need to make it 10 more days. I still have a little bit left in my January budget, but I will talk about all of that in my budget update video coming up. Chanel Le Volume. I suppose I became a Chanel snob on my birthday. It broke my no buy, but I enjoy the products. And the house is almost paid off. Really, we don't have children. Okay. That is almost the look, I suppose, on a day where I really want to look fresh, as I do on week 1. I will put a little bit of highlighter and tap that in. Quick lip, honestly, would just be, also for my Team Project pan, quick liner with Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip cheat. Drawing outside the lines. Trying not to look like a clown. But I need help. I need help, but I need to look even as well. Not sure if I achieved it. Not really gonna worry about it. Dipping into my Clé de Peau lip gloss. This is in the shade Charm. Again, just going for a very hydrated look. And that's it. That's it. That's going to be my quick go-to. I'll throw this in my bag for touch-ups. And I will throw some finishing powder in my bag just in case I get a little shiny. This is my Wayne Goss airbrush. Not the ideal brush for buffing as a finishing powder, but just to set down some of that concealer. And to hit my T-zone. This is the Hourglass. I only have one Hourglass product, and it is this one. It is in Luminous Light. Wow, I just feel like this baked powder will last forever. As a finishing powder, I like how it really blends out everything on the cheek without making it look powdery and dry. So that concludes my quick Shop My Stash look for week 1 of 2nd semester. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're new here and you enjoyed the content, I hope you consider hitting like and subscribe. My second video this week, I'll be talking about which one of these 2 moisturizers is my HG Holy Grail moisturizer. All right, see you next time. Ciao.